Okay, so Mojang decided to add in the deep dark and stuff to Minecraft. And like the warden and everything like that. So welcome back to another Minecraft snapshot. Haven't done one of these in a little while. Probably because there was nothing major being added, then Mojang decided to do this. Why am I instead of block? And why? Okay. Mine all the way up, and then I'll just mine all the way back down. Okay. Interesting place for it to generate. But, I went into survival mode instead of spectator. Why did that happen? Okay. Hello, can it please load in? So, down here, we should... Oh, this one's spawning inside some lava. Yay, lava, woo, cool, okay. So, slash effect, gives night vision. Should've done that for a little bit longer, because I think it's, yeah. Okay, now we have night vision for pretty much infinite amount of time. So, I'm a giant transparent floating head. Let me actually get into, there we go. So, this is the ancient city. So, we're also in the deep dark biome, which we'll get onto a little bit later. So, okay, so it doesn't work because I have night vision on. Okay, so we'll get on to a couple of these features later, but first on to the actual biome itself that you will find these in. So, in this biome, apparently we'll find geodes that are like this. Okay, that's interesting. That's not actually something I wanted to note out. In this biome, in this new cave biome, you will see something similar to this. There just won't be deep slate like that. It will just be bunches of Skulk Catalyst, Skulk Veins, Skulk Catalyst, and Skulk Shriekers. Don't worry about that, we'll get on to that. I accidentally activated another feature. Okay, so the deep dark biome. Let's start off with probably the most important part. The actual biome that you find everything in. Can I find another cave, please? Don't worry about what the captions say. It's nothing major. Okay, so basically we'll find something like this. It is just bunches of Skulk, that thing, the Skulk, the Skulk Catalyst? Skulk Sensor. Ah, okay. Yeah, and then it will also have Skulk Veins, Skulk Catalyst, and Skulk Shrieker. We will get on to what these blocks do in a little bit, okay? But I just want to quickly glance over the major things. Next thing, Ancient City, the thing that we teleport to. You'll find these giant structures that are, I think, randomly generated somewhat like it's basically an overworld fortress that you will find very deep underground. They can have some interesting loot, but we'll get on to that in just a little bit. There's a new mob effect called Darkness. The Darkness, I'm fairly yeah, there's a there's a section for that. We're just going to quickly glance over the major things, and then we'll go more in depth in just a little bit. And then those blocks that you saw, they added in those. They re-added the Skulk sensor to the creative menu, so it's a whole lot easier to get to. You don't have to / give it to yourself. Skulk shriekers now are always activated when stepping on these things. They activate now even when you're sinking if you step on them. They can now only be obtained with Silk Touch, and if you don't use Silk Touch, they just drop XP. Swift Sneak enchantment, and Warden Mob, which is what happened earlier. Again, we will get into that later. First off, Ancient City. Ancient City structures spawn in the deep dark biome. In chests guarded by Shulk Squeakers and Shulk Sensors and Shriekers, you can find the new Swift Sneaking enchantment. I feel like that. Yeah, they do have that later on. We will get more in depth as this video goes on. Here you will also find a mysterious block called Reinforced Deep Slate, which cannot be obtained in survival. You can technically mine it, I think. I'm not entirely certain on that, but there's a way of mining it, to be fair. Like, we found a way of waking Bedwalk. Where is... right over here. You will find these things that are normally not covered by lava, and they look like giant portals. This is the only thing that you can get, and you cannot obtain them, so leave them here. Okay, or else you will regret it if they end up making it so that they take you to some dimension. Which has been thought of. Mobs cannot spawn in these cities, so the only thing that can spawn here is the Warden. There's been a couple of known issues. They extend far beyond the deep dark biome, even when they start there. Here's a better example of the deep dark biome, like right here, just this general area. Aquifers can sometimes intersect with ancient city structures and mess with that. Next up, the new mob effect, Darkness. So I'm just going to go right here into some creative mode, /effect, clear, night vision. Okay. So now it's kind of dark here. And we're about to make it darker. Okay. It is given to you when you activate a Shulk Shrieker. Why are you emerging? I have not done the thing that makes you emerge. It should be in here, Darkness. Here it is. Here's what the effect looks like. It interacts with light, and it fades in and out, somewhat as a heartbeat. I have it going on for 30 seconds. It normally does not last this long, but it is very creepy. Minecraft is slowly starting to turn into a horror game. Don't worry about what the captions say, we will get onto that. Okay, it lowers the gamma down to an equivalent of moody while having this effect. So that way it's very dark, as the name implies. It periodic pulses. When the Warden is around, it will be more effective, I think. New accessibility slider is added so that if you don't like that, then you can change that. Might be a little bit overpowered, but it controls how dark it gets. Deep dark. This is just the biome, just in general. Already went over what it is. It's basically just bunches of this stuff. Skulk that looks really good as a night sky. Oh, come on. The only mob that calls the deep dark home is the Warden. Technically, other mobs can spawn in here. This is very interesting. That's not normal. But any mob can spawn in the actual biome itself, but only the Warden can spawn in the structure. The only structure that can spawn in it. Except for the mine shafts. The mine shafts are also here. Okay, moving on to the new blocks. The Skulk Blocks. we have 5 new ones. And first off, starting with the Skulk Block, this one works really well as a night sky. I'm just going to put that out there. If wool blocks are placed on top of this, if you were to place a wool block on top of this, Skulk sensors, which, if you don't know, does it say anything about the Skulk sensor? Okay, no, it does not. Okay, so, just to show how it would work, that doesn't normally happen if you were to do that on just any block. See? So, that way you can't just place wool and do that. Okay. Skulk Veins. They are found on the edges of Skulk patches, so this wool's gonna burn if I don't turn off fire tick, so I'm gonna do that. Fire tick close. Good thing I learned how commands work. Just as an example, I'm gonna make a wool platform here in a pool of lava. Just normal Minecraft things. So the Skulk Vein blocks, so you would find these, so you would have like this, and then these would spawn around it. That's how you find them. They actually look really good. Like, I honestly think that they just work really well. Plus, you can put them on any block, I'm fairly certain. So you could do some really cool stuff with this. Next, okay, so wait, they're similar to Go Lichen. They can be placed in any orientation, and they can be waterlogged. They're basically just a cooler looking lichen. The Skulk Shrieker block, where things get interesting, because I know I'm accidentally going to spawn in a warden. It looks like this. If you were to sneak onto it, even though it can't hear you normally. Okay, so let me just walk normally. On a block that is other than wool. Hello, why aren't you activating? You should be activating. It gets activated. It responds to these things. I give out. There you go. No entity was found, but it just made the warden noise. Huh? Okay. Watch out for stepping on them. We'll tell you something. Initially, it may take some warden to arrive, but you'll hear it responding in the distance. Once it's close enough, a call from Shorter will summon the warden nearby. So be prepared for that. Skulk triggers can be found generating in the deep dark or growing from Skulk catalysts. Simple. Now moving into something that is extremely less simple. Also, by the way, you can just skip ahead a bit if you've already seen the Bedrock beta, which I have not done a video on and do not plan to. Skulk Veins, probably the coolest block in the game. Like that they've added in so far. Apart from the Skulk Tricker, that's also kind of cool. So, if I were to take, let's just show you chicken because it's easy to kill. Okay, so let's say I were to kill a chicken here. What in the world? You're supposed to be doing things. Why aren't you doing things? Ah, there you go. So it spreads Skulk blocks over to that spot. And the cool thing is, when you mine these in survival mode, which I am scared about going to because of reasons, also I cannot seem to, if you mine in survival mode without Silk Touch, you get experience. So it's basically a way of storing experience in a way. It does it within a 10 blocks radius. So if I were to kill like a chicken like here, it would also work because of this, not because of other reasons. But if I were to do it, let's just say over here, it wouldn't because it's too far away. I'm not entirely certain if it's in a sphere or in some other shape. Mobs that perish in the presence of do not drop their experience, instead they will be grown there. The value is directly proportional to the amount of XP the perished mob would have dropped. It will move one value from that charge. I don't really know what that means. Charge from the Skulk Blocks and Skulk Veins will eventually decay, but it will decay much, much slower than the closest. It's faster away from it. I don't know what the decay is. I don't know what the decay means about it, so yeah. All Skulk blocks require Soak Touch. If you don't, they just drop experience. So, we've already went through all of them now. The most efficient tool is the hoe for each of them, and they are all available in creative mode. Shift Sneak, new enchantment, which is pretty cool because it's a problem. Oh, give me a second, I gotta do something. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so we are on to Shift Sneak now. Swift Sneak. Okay. Swift Sneak 1, Swift Sneak 2, and Swift Sneak 3. There's 3 levels to this, and they can only be enchanted on boots. So let's grab 3 boots. Okay, and an anvil. So, one, 2, and 3. So, this is 1, where if I hold shift, I go slightly faster than normal. This is it without. This is it with. As you can see, ever so slightly faster. I'm going to do it over here on my wool platform. Shift Sneak 2. A little bit faster than Shift Sneak 1. Like here's 1. I cannot seem to... Here's 2. Just slightly faster. Should probably not burn all of them. I'll deal with that in a second. And then Shift Sneak 3. Pretty much just normal walking speed. But, as you can see, I am crouching. Like, I can't go off the edge. Fairly... Oh, that glow squid was glitched now. Pretty basic stuff, but pretty good. Can only be applied to boots, and, interestingly, it cannot be combined with Soul Speed, Frostwalker, or Depth Strider. So, you can only have one of those. It's become one of those mending or infinity kind of circumstances. Warden, the mob that we have avoided like a million times. They use vibrations to figure out where you are. It does not have eyes, even though somehow it looks at you. But it does have a nose, and it can smell you. And it does spawn in, as you've seen a million times when I've been trying to not spawn him in. He spawns in because of the Skulk Shakers. I think that's just as a warning. Maybe with a percentage, because it normally doesn't take this many times. Does it just, like, not have the ability of spawning anywhere near me, or what? Okay, give me 1 second. Move to a location I fairly certainly can spawn in somewhere. There we go. A little bit loud, but as you can see, that is his spawning animation. I don't think that just happens, Also, bats are like their enemy or something like that, because they keep on activating, like, the blocks. I think that's just a bat. No, it's a zombie. That's not his normal animation when he spawns in, by the way. Just when you spawn him in, like, the normal survival way that you will find him. As you can see, he's smelling. They are smelling me. They're trying to smell me. And, as you can see, their heart beats, which is a little creepy. The more mad they get with the vibrations... Just quickly move over here, so that I can actually talk. The more mad that they get, the more their heart... the faster their heart beats. And eventually, at some point, they roar at the target. And they kill them. And, as you've seen in the announcement thing a couple years back, they two-shot you with golden enchanted netherite armor. And they one-shot zombies, so that's about to happen. Yep, they just did it. Also, like, box will, trigger... You guys... Yeah, they're getting mad at the creeper. And there's the boar. And then they just charge at it. Okay. I'm not going to go into survival mode for this, because you've already seen what it does, and I don't want to have to experience it. So, yeah. Juju, why do you want out? You just came in. Anyway. Also, if a warden has not noticed anything for 60 seconds, it despawns, if you will, and just does an animation of it going back into the ground. Also, they have 500 health, which means 250 hearts. So, you're not meant to kill them because they don't drop anything. Okay, they're meant to be an obstacle. That is very loud. They seem to target bats quite a lot too, which is an interesting side effect that I've noticed on them. And you can naturally have, like, lots of them spawn in at once. So, yeah. Also, they disable shields when they attack them. So, and I think that is mainly everything for the snapshot. I'm not going to end it here because this is such a cool looking snapshot that I managed to spend half an hour on talking about it. Granted, like 5 minutes of it was me talking to my sister. there's another one. Yep, I'm gonna just go out of here. Because it's very loud. It's annoying. Loud and annoying. Juju, didn't you, like, just come in? Anyway. So now I have to go do another snapshot video because Mojang decided to release another thing about 1.18.2. So now I'm gonna go do that, so, bye.